guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been getting a ton of questions on like why the switch in training, like are you not a bodybuilder anymore? And I'm here to just actually I feel weird because I kept like a secret from you guys. I feel like I'm very open about everything. So today I'm just going to share you something that I've been dealing with for like 8 months, almost since October. And I don't know if it will help anyone, but it has to deal with fitness and overcoming something. And yeah, sorry I kept you in the dark. And mom, I didn't even tell my mom. I feel bad.
Pause and hover stance.
So same arms, right?
Yeah, same arms. Yeah, but I really want you to keep this knee off the ground, and when you land, hard pause. So we'll do 4 with the right leg up, 4 with the left leg up.
I don't even know where to start. It's like this weird secret that I don't even know why I kept. So I've been training with Dan for the last since January of this year for the last 5 months. And I know a lot of you are like, wow, what are you doing? Like, who's the guy with the dreads? Like, why are you training differently? What's with all this jumping around and like Ninja Warrior stuff? And so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna share. And if mom, you're watching, I didn't tell you for a reason. So I've been having a rough year, health-wise. I'm fine now, so like if you're watching this, like I'm good. I'm on the other side of everything I've been dealing with. So it's funny because I feel like it started with the rhabdo. So you guys, if you've been following me for a while, last April I got rhabdo. So I love training. I love training different styles. So long story short, I joined a CrossFit gym. And on the first day of CrossFit, I got rhabdo. Rhabdo is basically overtraining. It's the extreme breakdown of muscle. So overtraining is actually a thing. It's hugely prevalent in CrossFit, marathon runners, pretty much anyone that does something like to the extreme. And I happened to do that the first day of CrossFit. And I didn't know.
Knee up. Last 4. Good. 3.
Up.
2.
Up.
Again, last 4.
Oh. Ha.
Switch that knee up.
So came down with rhabdo. I posted about that. Took a complete month off. That was really, really hard, but I knew it had to be done. And then and I was getting lab results like every 5 to 7 days. I was going to get lab results. So once it got all the way back to normal and everything was clear, I got one more lab results, waited another week, and everything was still clear. I slowly transitioned back into training. So that summer I felt great. So June, July, even August, I felt amazing. I worked my way back up in strength. I was squatting really heavy. I was benching really heavy. Well, September is the Olympia. So at the end of August, Rob, myself, and Austin decided hey, let's do a little Olympia prep. It's just a little 4-week prep to the Olympia for Run Everything. And we'll post more content and diet stuff and training stuff. So we both, all 3 of us kind of went in with that. Towards the end of August, maybe the beginning of September, I started noticing, I'm like, oh, I lost a pound this week. And I was like, whoa, that one extra day of cardio is really making a difference. And I'm not someone that weighs myself every day. So I might have lost more than that. I don't know. So we work our way down to Olympia, which is the 3rd week in September. And I look great. And I was pretty pumped. I'm cool. I didn't diet real hard. I just added a little extra cardio and I look fantastic. I was really, really happy.
Come on, get up, push. There you go. Switch feet now. Go left side. Left side, left side, left side. Inhale down. Now get up. Bring the knee. Bring the knee. Good. Left side again. Come on, push up.
All right, 4 times. So get back from that, get home. I pretty much stay the same. I'm not changing anything. And got back in October. I just started noticing at the gym, I felt weak, and I couldn't explain why. Like, it was like every other day was just a really, really bad workout, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I'm like, why do I feel like, why is benching so hard today? Like, why does it feel so heavy? I remember being on like a lat pull down, just doing like a set of 10, and like getting off and just being like, is the altitude changing? Like, what's going on? Like, why am I so out of breath? And there were a couple times at nighttime. Again, I don't know why I didn't like start writing all this down, because now that I remember all this stuff, it's like, look, Dana, like these were all like warning flags the entire time.
So the first part is to keep your hips moving. Arms are going to be engaged just a little bit versus a dead hang. Eyes on your target. And as you swing back, I'm leading with my hips. I'm not pulling with my hands.
That looks so far away. So fast forward to the end of October. Again, I started noticing that like I was getting smaller. So I started to weigh myself regularly, like even like a couple times a day, because like everything I ate, I wasn't gaining any weight. I was losing weight. I was like, something doesn't feel right. And I remember even telling I remember telling Steph and like Carlos and them, I'm like, guys, I don't know what's happening. I'm just getting skinny. No matter what I eat, like I'm like losing weight. And I remember joking about it. And that's why I don't understand why it took me so long. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really doing anything different. I thought maybe it was just the weather, or my training was different. I don't know why I didn't think like, hey, Dana, there's something wrong. I just remember watching the scale, like every day I was a pound lighter. And there was the week that I finally like went to the doctor, I had lost I lost like 2 pounds in like one day. And I was like, okay. And in that week, I had lost at least 6 pounds. And I was like, this is weird. So I had finally made an appointment. They got me in like 3 days later, go through the whole same thing again. I feel like I was just there, because I was just there for that rhabdo that I had like 4 months ago. And I'm like, hey, I'm back. Like, can we do blood work again? I'm losing weight, and there's no explanation. So I had lost like 18 pounds in the span of a month. I just didn't realize it was that much. I knew I was losing weight. I was getting skinnier. I couldn't get a pump to save my life. My workouts were horrible. But the thing that scared me was I was losing weight and I didn't know why. So we do the blood work, and again, it comes back, and I guess for what I have, it's not always like conclusive when you get the blood work. So she sends me to an endocrinologist to figure out, and we do another blood labs. And she found out like right away. She kind of already knew. I told her everything that was going on, and I didn't even realize some of the symptoms that I had. When she started going over them, I literally had every symptom related to I have Graves' disease. I don't know if that's the right way to just come out with it, but I found out I had Graves' disease right at the beginning of October.
I think all the progress, I think of the height in the box jumps that has improved, the upper body pulling power in the muscle ups, the single leg stability, the core strength, the core stability. proprioception, balance. I mean, it's just all come such a long way, dude. You should be proud. Good. Push! Yeah.
So Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease where it attacks your thyroid. You have antibodies that are triggering your thyroid to overproduce. Your thyroid is the gland that pretty much makes your metabolism work, regulates so much. And Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroidism, is just, it's overproducing. It's making it produce way too much. It's just telling it to go, 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 go. Anything that I would do, whether it was like walking to the car, like that little movement just made my heart rate go up and up. So I had all the symptoms and I didn't realize it. So after I found out that I have Graves' disease, there's obviously protocols with treatment. And obviously the first thing I asked was like, can I still work out? So I wasn't allowed to do cardio, so that was fine. It's like, she's like, stop doing cardio. Anything that raises your heart rate up too much. Your heart's already being like super overworked, which is why I had like hand tremors, which I didn't. She's like, hold your hands up. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even notice I had that. There were so many things, like the sensitivity to light, just it all made sense. So I did continue to train, but it was hard. I love benching. Like on a normal basis, when I'm healthy, like my warm-up weight is 135 and I couldn't lift 85 pounds like off my chest. So most days I would just cry and leave. I remember just like sitting there and like I would call Rob and be like, I can't do anything. He's like, then just come home. Like you don't have to do this. Like wait till you're healthy. But like I'm stubborn and I like would keep pushing through. It was just, I did what I could, and it was just the girl that used to be able to bench 225 couldn't lift 85 pounds off her chest. Nope. Oh. I went when I wasn't actually ready. Working with Dan, I just needed something different. Something that didn't focus on the weights and like how much weight you were doing. I did not stop bodybuilding. I just added this other style of training, which just brought on like I was able to enjoy myself. Everything that I was doing was stuff that I have not done since I was like in high school. And it just changed my entire mindset. And I think to get through this whole Graves' disease until now where I actually feel almost 100%, it's like I needed that switch just for the change. I just needed something different. And working with him has been so awesome. And now that I am feeling almost back to normal, I'm not gonna like say, oh, see you, Dan, I'm back to normal now, so now I'll just get back to my bodybuilding stuff. I was like, no, now it's like this, I enjoy seeing the progress. Like, obviously I can progress in bodybuilding, and like gain muscles here and there. And that's why I still continue to do my typical bodybuilder split. I just add this in for this whole different progression. It's conquering these like little fears every time I train with him, and then working on like skill progressions. Like he was like, what do you want to work on? I was like, well, jumping, because it's exciting. I like seeing every week a couple inches. I'm up to 45 inches now. I was at 30 like a couple months ago, and now I'm at I gained like 15 inches working with him. It's exciting. It's a breath of fresh air. Not that bodybuilding's stale. It's just something that I've been doing forever and I will continue to do for the rest of my life. But this little aspect has helped me so much through like a really weird point in my life where I felt really down and I didn't like the gym anymore. He revived like a whole new love for the gym, a new love of working out, a new style of training to work out. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life and the most athletic I've ever been with jumping, running, agility. And I'm really, really excited to see what I'll be like 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. I love it.
That's one of the things that I love about training with Dana is like, it's never enough when it comes to progress and results. You know, she's always pushing harder than most people do. It's really inspiring to see, even being on the other side of it and seeing the progress every day. And what's crazy too is like, when we started, man, we started at the bottom, all right? Because like Dana's super versed in the heavy lifting and the push and power, but maybe not so much in stability as of recently. And to see the progress that we've made since we've started has just been amazing. You know, we went from being like a baby deer in single leg stance to now just like rock solid and confident, you know?
So through this whole blabbering story, I think the one thing that if you guys can take away from anything that I said is when you're stuck, try something else. Find it. I think that's the question I get the most is like, where do you find motivation? Sometimes you just need to switch directions. And it's been the best switch that I think I've done in a very long time and that I'm going to continue to do. And I'm excited to see where I go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my story. I hope this gives you some sort of inspiration to just go try something new. Thanks guys, we'll see you next video.